Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. This is your breaking news show. What's going on, people? Lots of news surrounding Declan Rice. We've had about 1 million updates on that situation today alone. David Ornstein has been talking about the draining ownership situation, which we're certainly going to touch on. Could Ten Hag be turning his attention to Gonzalo Ramos after Benfica reportedly dropped the price? And Hannibal may be sold to Dortmund, maybe sold to somebody else. Some little rumours going about currently today as well. So lots to get into. Make sure you get your comments and questions in, and smash a like on the video and subscribe to Real Reds Talk. We're going to kick it off. Well, welcome, Sam, first and foremost, but we're going to kick it off with Declan Rice. So, like I said, there's been loads of updates on this, but I've tried to just get like the decent ones, let's just say, because there has been quite a lot. So, Manchester City have decided to bid for Declan Rice. Oh, the green screen's decided to... Jesus Christ, man. Give me a second. Oh my God.
Give it up. Just let it go.
No, I'm not letting it go. There we go. Persistent. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait. I'll sort it. I'll get it right.
It's a nice start to the show, this. We're 5 minutes late and our Nick's fiddling around with a green screen.
Oh my God. What is going on?
Sorry, like, everybody, do you want to throw some questions at me while Nick's sorts out his green screen?
Because... Give me a second. Just give me 1 second. Let me sort it. Give me a second.
Yeah, questions lads. In. Questions in. Let's. Don't even have to be football related. Just give me questions while he sorts this out. Brian Casey, nice background, Nick. Laughing emoji. Gray, 4 minutes late. Gonna have to start calling you Nick Goldbridge. Brian Casey, worth the wait. Laughing. And then DL, hi guys. How reliable is Ekrem Connor? He says that Fulham have a verbal agreement with Fred that United want to put a bid in for Barella. Maybe that's why Newcastle turned to Tonali. I've never heard of that guy, so I don't know his validity or how reliable he is, but...
Who was it? Ekrem, what?
Connor. K-O-N-U-R. Don't know who he is, but okay.
Yeah.
And then Gray with the absolutely important question, why are eggs so expensive?
Why are eggs so expensive?
I don't know, mate. Why is butter so expensive, by the way? It's got a fucking security tag on it, and it's £9 a box. Yeah. What the fuck is going on?
Also, Lurpak, I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Why is Lurpak so expensive as opposed to every other butter? I don't. Ridiculous. Is he like a certain prestige in butter? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna slide back to the topics that we was talking about before. Butter, slide, get it?
Wait.
Yeah. We talked about Declan Rice. Now, Man City have decided to bid for him after calling West Ham last Friday. That's when he was informed. They've also checked the player side, and they understand Rice is open to any move. So the deal depends on the clubs now. Arsenal are planning to bid again since last week. And then we've had an update from Gary Jacob as well. I think he works for the Times. And he's saying West Ham are expecting Manchester United to also enter the bidding for Declan Rice in addition to Manchester City. And there's been loads of other ones as well, because this player swap thing's been brought up again, which I think is Fantasyland personally. But now City are in it, Sam. It feels like we've not got a chance of winning this, have we?
No, if City come in and they pay, what are they wanting, 100 million, West Ham? Is that the price tag they're sort of...
I'm guessing 100 or north of 100 slightly.
Because they've turned down 90, haven't they, from Arsenal? So
yeah.
I imagine anything below 100 is just not going to get accepted. And we know City have the money. They've just lost Gundogan to Barcelona.
Yeah.
They've brought in Kovacic, and Bernardo Silva is possibly leaving as well. Like, he might be going to the Saudi League. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to get replacements in sharpish. And Declan Rice, one of the best young English midfielders. It seems like a sensible deal for City to do. They've got the money, and if they come in with a bid, then yeah, it's bye-bye to United, bye-bye to Arsenal. He's going to City.
How much is Declan Rice worth, do you think? If people in the comment section as well get it in, let me know. Roughly.
I would say if he wasn't English and he wasn't playing in the Premier League, and he was just a midfielder in Europe who had his ability and his talent, he is 50, 60 million.
Okay.
I'd say.
Interesting. If he didn't have an English nationality, where
If he didn't play for an English team in the Premier League and he wasn't English, or United weren't in for him as well, there's three. Those three things are going to be taxing you 10, 20 million each time.
Yeah. Well, we got a comment there from James Roberts saying, lads, think you're all forgetting what City have done to us before. They're just trying to smoke us out of buying another overpriced player. Sanchez, Maguire and Fred. Aaron Gregory saying we're going to be offering Maguire and a caramel Fredo at this rate for Rice. Vince Bullock saying 70, and Dennis is great. He's saying Rice is worth 60 million at best.
There you go.
That's quite a split on that, isn't there? To be honest.
What do you think?
I'd say.
Think about Bellingham. How much was Bellingham? 85 million?
No. Madrid paid 100 million for Bellingham.
No, but that was euros, so it works out about 85 million.
Was it?
Right? Yeah.
You sure about that?
I'll Google it now. Hold on.
Have a look, double check. Because if he went for 100 million euros, fucking hell, something dodgy going on there.
I'm sure it was, because this is what I'm saying: the English league and the English player. So it's 103 million euros.
What does that work out? Any converters in the chat?
Hold on, I'm gonna convert it. There we go. 103
live.
Million
That's what you get with Real Red Talk.
To GBP. 88 million pounds.
Real Madrid got Jude Bellingham for 88 million. That is outrageous.
That's what I'm saying. Obviously, there's going to be add-ons there, and there'll be clauses and what have you and stuff. So this is what I'm saying. So if Bellingham, who is one of the best midfielders on the planet, English, young, talented, was captain of Dortmund, he went for 88 million pound. West Ham are pricing Rice for 100 million. It don't make sense, does it? That don't make sense. He's not better than Bellingham. Like, he's not a better player.
Some people might say Declan Rice, with what they're asking for. Over 100, I'm full of them today. Over 100 million is quite a lot in it when you think about it for someone like that. He would be decent. He could be a future captain. He's obviously a captain at West Ham.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only early 20s, so
he's a good player. He's a
very good player.
But he's not worth. He's not worth 100 million. I'm sorry, but he's not.
Oh, it's interesting. I think naturally, though, I think West Ham will be happy with this, won't they? If they see the news about City, they already know about Manchester United, but then equally, they can then use United to leverage that up even more. They'll just say, oh, well, we're thinking about it. And then I just think Arsenal and City proper fighting at each other.
They want a bidding war. That's what West Ham want. They want a bidding war. They want each team, like Arsenal, to come in and they offer 100, and then City come in offering 110. They want United to probably, if we get new owners, like they want the Qataris come in and just chuck a load of money at him. So this is what they want. They want to drive the price up. If it's just Arsenal involved, like it has been for a while, they're looking at around 80, 90 million, which is not the price they want. But now City's getting involved. So that's going to push the price up a bit. United getting involved is going to push the price up a bit more. So this is what West Ham want. This is probably why they haven't accepted any sort of bid from Arsenal at the minute. They're just waiting for this to happen. And this is what's happening.
And what the fuck are United doing? What are Man United doing? Everyone's getting targets. Everyone's buying. Casado's on the move. Declan Rice is on the move. Bellingham's already gone to Real Madrid. What are United doing?
We are selling Zidane Iqbal for £1 million to FC Utrecht.
Yes, and we've also been linked with a move for Rabiot as well, which is very interesting. Yeah. There has been a little update on Mason Mount, but I've spoken that much about Mason Mount. I'm not going to put you through it, Sam, because we just covered every single angle we possibly can. But apparently, it's getting closer and closer. Manchester United have found a middle ground with Chelsea over a deal for Mason Mount, who is now closing in on a 60 million transfer. But what I think it'll be is 50 plus 10. I think that's what they'll do. Or they'll do 55 plus 5 in certain add-ons. I mean, some of the add-ons we do, as you know yourself, is just like if you can eat 9 biscuits within a minute, then you pay an extra, couple of million or whatever.
Brian Casey is saying it was from the Daily Star. Apparently, we're close 60 million, 200k a week deal. So
yeah,
200k. I wouldn't take the Daily Star for any sort of like.
No,
reference.
Yeah, we don't know with anyone. Sometimes some of the reports that come out, you're like bullshit, and then. You just don't know.
A broken clock is right twice a day, in it. So
yeah, exactly.
You throw enough shit against the wall that eventually sit. There's a biscuit debate going on in the chat. I don't know what happened.
Yes, that's what we're here for. That is what we're here for.
They put Aaron Gregory asked the question. Where is it? Where's the question? We're going to be off. Oh, that's on for that.
If Maguire.
Here's a question: if Maguire was a biscuit, what would he be? Aaron going, Rich Tea, Twix. Twix is a nice. I like a Twix. He's not a fucking Twix.
They're all right. I don't think they're top tier though. In my and also, Twix a biscuit.
Yeah, it's got biscuit in it. It's got biscuit.
It's not a biscuit. It's
well,
not like
here's another one. Here's another one. Gray has put Jaffa cakes. It's a cake.
Oh no,
it's not a biscuit. It's a fucking cake.
Do you know why the Jaffa biscuit, mate?
Do you know how you tell the difference? If a cake, when it goes off, it goes solid, like rock hard, and a biscuit will like soften up and like crumble back. So that's the difference. Jaffa cake, it's a cake. Dave Lewis, United are buying Rice, best mates. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we are buying his best mate, aren't we? And Brian Casey is saying a ginger nut, big Irish head on him. There you go.
If Maguire was a biscuit, I think Rich Teas are probably the closest you're going to get, because of the size of it. It's very plain.
Rich Tea, weak under pressure.
Yeah, dipped in a brew. He's a Rich Tea dipped in a brew, basically. He absolutely crumbles. But keep the biscuit analogies coming, absolutely. Like I said, we'll skip over from the Mason Mount thing because I don't want to discuss it. We've spoken about it so much, unless anything actually breaks live now. So we'll move on to the Glazers. We saw reports today that the Glazers won't sanction any deal until the club is sold. And apparently Eric Ten Hag is fuming behind the scenes. David Ornstein goes on to report Manchester United ownership situation is clearly disrupting their ability to operate in the market. The ownership uncertainty right now could be cleared up in days for all we know. This is not good at all. Me personally, and I'm sure it's the same with you, Sam, and it's the same with everybody in the chat who's watching right now, yourselves. They're just running out of patience, or ran out of patience. I'm just running out of words to describe him, to talk about one question I wanted to ask you: are there not any regulations or guidelines in place to kind of ensure football owners don't, obstruct these kind of player transactions whilst negotiating a sale of a club? Surely there's got to be something in place.
I think because they've set out from the beginning that what was it, business as usual. That was what they said, wasn't there?
Yeah.
They said business as usual. So I'd assume that there's a budget in place, regardless of what happens. As we've heard, 120, 150, whatever it is. So I assume there's a budget in place. So things should still be happening. But I think there's a lot of doubts from not just us, but from the other clubs, because they're thinking, well, at the minute they're under an ownership sort of takeover. So the money they're offering now might be different in like a month if we get the ownership. We might be able to get. So they might be delaying on going, well, we're not going to accept this bid. So we might be putting bids in. So we'll just wait it out because we might get more money. But on the same thing, United might be going, well, like, especially the scouts and the board and stuff, it's like, well, again, we might have more money to play with come in a month. So if we're going for these targets, say Mason Mount, Rabiot, they might be your number one targets right now, but if new ownership comes in, it might switch. You might go Casido, Rice. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of indecision and a lot of just sort of going, well, we don't know where we're going to go. If we commit to this and then we get new owners, then we're kind of fucked, because now we've got these players that weren't really a number one target based on the budget we had at the time, but now might not be. So I think there's a lot of indecision going on there. And yeah, it's just the Glazers, again, fucking it up. Like, the fact that Ten Hag, again, has been successful, and he's just, not just Ten Hag, a manager at United has been successful in their first season, and he's not getting backed, and he's not getting stuff early, and he's not getting the players he asked for again. Happened to Ole, happened to Mourinho, happened to Van Gaal, happened to every single manager we've had post-Fergie. Not been backed, and they wonder why next year we don't qualify for Champions League, because this shit goes on. And I'm sick, like you, I'm sick of it. But anything I now see about ownership is close, I just disregard it until I see official announcement. I don't care anymore.
Well, I've got a super important question and this is for the people in the chat as well, all 21. Make sure you do smash a like on the video if you haven't already, please, just to let us know you enjoyed the content. But if the Glazers was a biscuit, what would they be? If the Glazers was a biscuit, what would they be? Put it in the chat.
Do you know when you find crumbs down the back of your couch because you've eaten something?
Oh, it's got dog hair on it. And...
You look for like the remote, and you put your hand in like biscuit. That's what they are. That's what they fucking
like a stale jammy Dodger. Have you ever done that gone in a tin and you don't really, and it's just like you bite into it, you're like, oh. Yeah. Custard creams, nah, Tim. I don't mind custard creams. Custard creams are all right. They're not bad.
It's all right. It's a nice.
Not bad. Biscuit. I think that's been very generous to the Glazers calling them a custard cream. To be honest,
a fruit biscuit. You remember the biscuits where they've got like little squash bits of fruit in? Nobody wants fruit in a fucking biscuit.
Are they like the McVitie's shortcake?
Yeah. Nobody wants fruit in a biscuit, man.
I'm sorry. I might be in the minority here, but I like them biscuits. I really like them biscuits.
Check his hard drive now.
Check
his hard drive.
Sprinkled with sugar.
No. It's like a digestive, but then do you know the little holes in the digestive?
Yeah.
Like little indentations. So they've got fruit in them. Fucking shit.
It might not be. I'm not entirely sure. The Glazers are a Turkish delight.
Yeah, they're shit.
Yeah, not a biscuit, but nothing sums them up better than a Turkish delight. They wouldn't be a biscuit; they'd be a stale bagel. Wowzers! Wow, yeah. Stale bagel. Yeah. And there's many. Well, listen, they've been called much worse things, haven't they? The Glazers, to be fair, than a stale bagel. Glazers would be a soggy biscuit, sugar-free, low-fat.
I mean, they're not sugar-free. Have you seen the state of them, the fat bastards?
No, they're definitely not sugar-free.
Fucking horrible pieces of shit.
Yeah, they are slidey donny meat, aren't they? That's what they are, if they are anything. Anyway. We'll move on to the next topic. I just wanted to get 5 minutes of venting frustration to the Glazers out there, and we'll move on to Gonçalo Ramos, Sam. Ten Hag is known to be an admirer of Gonçalo Ramos. It is thought that Benfica would not accept less. As is done, yeah. As would not accept less than 85 million paid for Darwin Núñez, but he may be available at a lower price. That's according to Chris Wheeler. Thoughts on him as a player? I'm not sure if you've watched him much. Are you a fan of the guy?
I've not watched him much for Benfica, but I watched him at the World Cup. It was really, really good. Obviously, he had the famous game where they dropped Ronaldo and he came and he started and scored a hat-trick, which is... and
United fans kind of appreciate that a little bit just because Ronaldo dropped all the drama with him. Yeah.
So, looks like a good player. Plays very similar. He's a very similar player to Harry Kane, actually, in the way his style and the way he plays. Like, he does like to drop deep, but he can play.
He can do, yeah.
He can play up top in a number 9 position. So, it'd be definitely an interesting player. I'd definitely take a look at him. He seems to be touted by people who know football better than I do as a very good player and a very good prospect. He's only young as well. Is he 21, 22?
He's early 20s. I don't know specifically.
So, good age range there. And I think Benfica are in financial constraints, aren't they? They've got financial issues. So, they may need to sell players in order to... I don't know how the fuck they're in financial constraints, by the way, because they've rinsed a bunch of teams for fucking players recently, haven't they? Like Darwin Núñez... who was the other guy they sold before Darwin Núñez?
Benfica are a conveyor belt, just like any other club.
So I don't understand why they... But yeah, if we can get him for a decent price, like if it's between him and Højlund, I go him. If it's a similar price, like because they're wanting 80, 90 million for Højlund, which is ridiculous. Like, so if we get him, Højlund or Ramos for 80, 90 million, I'll go for Ramos. I think that would be my preference.
If you've got like a striker list, where would each striker be placed on that list?
What what if we had the money to get any of them?
Yeah. Same for the chat as well. Give me a list of strikers. Let's say top 5 strikers in order, priority wise. Which way would you go?
I'd probably do Harry Kane's number 1. I think he's the perfect striker, and Ten Hag has said so. So I think if Ten Hag says he's the perfect striker, that's the thing. And then I'd probably go Osimhen, Ramos, Højlund. Who else have been linked with? Been linked with anybody else?
Weghorst?
No, he's not on the list.
No. Any other striker? I mean, Kolo Muani.
I've not seen anything of him. I've not seen anything. So I thought I'd put him 5th because I haven't seen any sort of stuff of him. So
I thought Kolo Muani looked interesting at the World Cup, but then I thought a lot of people looked interesting at the World Cup, and then they don't do the same. I've not watched him much for Frankfurt, but
Diogo Costa looked crap at the World Cup, didn't he? But he's been great.
That's what I mean. It's hard to judge. Like McTominay's killing it in the qualifiers. If you was a team looking at him, you'd be like, oh, that Scott McTominay's all right. Do you know what I mean? We've had him for years, and let's be honest, his pants. Brian Casey saying take him over Højlund if the price is similar. Absolutely. Vincent Bullock saying I'd go for Højlund. James Roberts saying funny 2 of our options are Ramos and Kolo Muani, both of which are featured in their own dodgy videos, which will undoubtedly
Has Muani got one as well? Has Muani got a dodgy
That's the
video?
first I've heard. That's the first I've heard, James.
I'm not googling that while I'm on the show.
No, I saw the Gonzalo Ramos one, and you know,
we all did.
If he signed just the video, you know, like Alexis Sanchez had the piano, it'd just be something like that. Like you could do something really funny with that.
You could do we're announcing the signing of Gonzalo Ramos. Instead of playing the video, they play the opening to a sausage party. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Film.
Yeah, I like it. Well, I don't like it, but I can see the marketing idea behind it. Brian's saying Kane first, Osman second, Ramos third, Højlund fourth, David fifth. I'm assuming that's Jonathan David. Yeah. James Roberts saying Kane 1, Kane 2, Kane 3, Kane 4, Kane 5, and then Højlund. And then Jim Mack saying Kane and Rasmus both in, or Osimhen. Yeah, I feel like my opinion changes on the striker thing every week. Yeah, what have you done? Your 5?
Yeah.
You say your 5.
Kane, Osimhen, Ramos, Højlund, and then I'll stick Muani 5th because I haven't seen him. I think Jonathan David's going to somewhere. I can't remember where he's been. He's been linked with somewhere, but I think he's going.
I'm not a fan personally. I think it's elite. I think it's a League One thing because I've seen players. Lacazette got 27 goals in League One. Lacazette, and he's absolutely turd. So I don't take the League One kind of goal scoring thing seriously at all. I've seen players there that are killing it. That I think if they got to go to the Premier League, it just would not work. And I don't see Jonathan David, to be honest, doing it. He's not got a great touch. You get less time in the Premier League. Yeah, I don't see it. And he's inconsistent as well.
Jim Mack has said, can we promote from the youth striker-wise? I mean, there's only Charlie McNeil. That's
and
it,
Joe
really,
Hugo, and none of them are ready. Not one of them. To be United's number 9 striker, anyway. Not a chance. Last question on Ramos, Sam. What's the max we should pay?
70, 80 million.
Yeah.
I think that's about what Darwin Núñez went for, wasn't it, for Liverpool? So a similar profile from the same team. I think that's probably what you're looking at. He's not worth that amount of money, but that's probably what you're going to end up paying because Benfica always get a shit ton of money. So I'd be all right with that. It is overpaying, but United are so desperate for a striker, and clinical world-class strikers are so few and far between on the market. You have to pay a premium no matter what. You have to pay one for Kane. You have to pay one for Osimhen. Whoever it is, you're going to pay a premium. So you're just going to have to accept that. Brian Casey saying, would have had Evan Ferguson, but he signed a new deal maybe next summer. He could be one to look out for. I would definitely keep him in your sort of eyesight and just be like, watch this kid because he's going to develop into something great. Aaron Groger saying, none of these strikers excite me at all. Who would you pick then, Aaron? Because there's nobody else, mate. Like there's no one out there. Like Haaland aside, like
Osimhen doesn't excite you as a player. If we signed Osimhen tomorrow, I'd be absolutely buzzing. I'd be like, yes, let's go. Big fan of the player. Just a price tag that dampens the excitement for me. I think I'm not a chance I'm paying 130 million for Victor Osimhen. I'd much rather go spend 150 million on Mbappe. Sorted. Like that's if we was being thingy, that's who'd be my first option. Kylian Mbappe.
Not a striker though, is he?
No, he plays a striker.
I know, but his best position is on the left, isn't it? That's his best position. Like it's like Rashford. It's like Rashford. He can play the number 9, but his best position is the left hand side.
I think he's more comfortable in a number 9 role than Rashford is, in my personal opinion.
I think, I agree, but I think if he was like, right, you get to play in the team, where do you want to play? He's picking left hand side. That's where he wants to play.
Imagine that on the counter attack though, Rashford and Mbappe.
Yeah.
Terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Must be a Vekos fan. Any of the 5 mentioned are more exciting than nothing. Yeah. The thing is with striker market, it's not outstanding, is it? I mean, last summer when Núñez and Haaland went, you was kind of like, who the fuck do we go and get now? Rasmus Højlund's developed slightly. Kane's always been there, but it's just like with Levy and the whole situation, it just can't happen. So I don't know. Maybe they will. They was going to go for Højlund, but then Atlanta were like, we want 80 mil now or 100 million, so that's been diminished. I have no idea.
They're doing an Ajax. You remember that where we went in for Anthony and we agreed, what was it, 70, 75 million? Yeah. Like, cool, okay with that. And then we went back and went, oh, no, it's 90 now. And you're just like, for fucking hell, man. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, I think I wouldn't be too concerned if we signed Ramos. I think it'd be quite exciting actually, because United typically, as we both know, and as we said in the members video that we did as well, that we always sign strikers over 30. We never sign the kind of promising young elite striker who's experienced in European football. And I think Ramos fits the bill with that. I think Rasmus Højlund fits the bill with that as well. It's just that you always a little bit of a gamble in it. With when you're getting someone who isn't Premier League proven, but I suppose you got to take the risk. You got to take the risk.
If we had like unlimited money, the dream is you buy Kane and you buy Evan Ferguson, isn't it? And that's your strike partnership, strike rotation for the next 10 years, like 8, 9, 10 years, because you've got Kane, who's the most clinical English striker in the league, who's just bagging goals in a shit team, and if he's getting fed by Rashford and Anthony and Sancho and Bruno, he'll score 30 goals easy. And then you got Evan Ferguson, one of the most promising prospects in the Premier League, playing at a team like Brighton, who are known for developing this sort of talent and then selling them for a big amount of profit. Learning under Kane, it's like perfect. This is what United used to do. We used to do this shit all the time. Have a world-class striker and then a guy who's backing him up who's very good as well. But don't do it anymore.
Here's a question for you. Yeah, when was the last striker we promoted from the youth who's done really, really well?
Well, the guy's name who we can't name anymore.
Oh yeah, to be fair, but apart from him, I can't remember. I mean, Danny Welbeck, who's gone on to do some bits for Brighton, but it's like the centre-back thing as well. Why do we not even find talents like this around the world? I see we got linked today with I wish I could remember his name. Fabrizio Romano tweeted it. I think he's from the Congo. Could be potentially. Let me just get his name up.
Aaron's saying Makeda or James Wilson. Yeah, that's the last sort of like talent.
That's our level.
Strikers.
Yeah, like I get it. Like we've done it with Garnacho and Ahmad. We've gone and bought him and then redevelop him. Do something like that. Why is he not a young striker out there that you can go do that with? Where's his striker? It's gonna bug me now if I don't find it.
Romano's just tweeted, Marcus Thuram is not joining PSG. We should be going in for him on a free. And then DL is saying Thuram's going to Milan, apparently. Interesting.
I'm a fan of Thuram. The only issue is he's similar to Marcus Rashford in the sense of like they play off the left, play up front, and then he's got a similar playing style to him as well. I can't find the guy's name, but yeah, it's got away from me. But we linked with someone for like 3 million. It is from I think it's from the Congo. So that'd be an interesting one. Something like that. I want to see more signings like that from Manchester United, young kind of players. Speaking of young players, the last topic we've got today, Sam, is Hannibal Mabry. United is set to give Hannibal a chance to prove his worth on the upcoming pre-season tour before making any concrete decision on his future. But they could entertain offers if they decide he is not yet first team ready. Dortmund are apparently interested, and I think there's a couple of other clubs as well. When it comes to youth players, where's he ranked on your list?
Promising, but yet unproven. When he has played for the first team, he's shown moments or glimpses of stuff where I like that. Like he's obviously very aggressive. He's good on the ball. Like he's got a decent passing range. He's good on set pieces as well. He scored an absolute blinder for a free kick for Birmingham when he was on loan last season. Very, very good goal. So there's talent there. But whether the talent, we can develop it and we can turn him into something, I don't know. I still don't know what his best position is because he plays all over the park. So where's his best position? But if Ten Hag wants to take a look at him and thinks, I'll give him a chance in pre-season, because we did that last season. We gave Zidane and Charlie Savage, didn't we, in pre-season? They were our midfield pairing, so we gave them an opportunity. And obviously, Zidane's now gone, so Ten Hag must have not rated him or something. So I think we'll see the same from a couple of youth players in the preseason now. So obviously Hannibal needs to be one of them. I just like the kid because of what he did to Jordan Henderson in that Liverpool game where we got beat. He just put 240 on him and smashed him. So
yeah,
if not for that, give him a contract because that was fucking enjoyable to watch. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But if Ten Hag wants to take a look at him, man. See what he's about. If he thinks he's got it, either put him on loan or keep him around the first team. If he hasn't got it, sell him. Like,
would you be annoyed if we sold him? If he came out tomorrow, we sold him for 10 million?
We paid how much? We paid 15 million for him, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it was like 10, no, I think it was like 10 million. So if we sold him, it'd be like, oh, you've made fuck all, mate.
Yeah,
so what a waste of time that was.
Yeah, so I think we need to plan carefully. Just make sure, like, if we can get decent money for him and he's not, Ten Hag doesn't rate him, then that's good. But if Ten Hag thinks there's something there, I think why not take a look at him. Brian Casey saying, is the guy you're talking about Adama Bojang, born in Gambia?
Yes, I think that might be it. Apologies if I said Congo, didn't I? I saw the flag and I was like, I didn't recognise it, but yeah, that is the guy I'm on about, I think. But yeah, we are starting to see this a little bit more with young players, aren't we? Like cut them off rather than like James Garner was obviously a bit of a shock. Zidane Iqbal for £1 million was like. I'm not sure if anything's come out about that in terms of if there's a sell-on thing or a buyback clause or whatever. Like that's
I think there is a considerable. I saw a report in the Athletic. There's a considerable sell-on clause. They've not said how much, but no mention of a buyback. So I don't know. I don't know about the buyback.
Do you think that's desperation, or do you think that's more of a case of Ten Hag's just like, yeah, don't rate him, get him gone?
Yeah, it could be Ten Hag just looked at him and gone, no, he's not up to scratch. He's not up to standard. Or he might have said to him, look, you're not going to be in the first team plans. You're going to be around Bengal, you're going to be allowed out. And maybe Zidane's gone, well, let me go then. And Ten Hag's gone, yeah, okay. I think we could have got a bit more from him than £1 million. That was, I don't understand why that pricing happened. But when City and Chelsea are saying youth players who've never played for the first team for like 5-10 million, like, but there Crazy, you go. So yeah, it's disappointing that he went. I thought he had something. He looked great in pre-season, like really did. Was on the bench for the first couple of weeks of the season and then just basically disappeared, didn't he? Just didn't show up at all. And then Kobe Mainoo seemed to take his spot when there was an opportunity for a youth player in that midfield. So yeah,
it's all going on. It's all going on. Cleon Lopez saying, any update on the takeover? There was literally just as we're live now. There's been an update, if you want to call it an update. But Abdullah Al Mahanadi, relations specialist at Qatar Foundation, seems to have wished Sheikh Jassim and his father good luck in their new project. That's what MUFC MPB have put out. But I mean, what does that even mean? No idea. We've heard that before. I do think it is that now that they're going forward with Qatar, but I don't know. I would love someone. So like when Matt Hancock got caught out by the sun, and it was just footage.
Which time? It was about
there was like one. There was like a lift. He's outside a lift, like necking on with the missus that he was with, cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
He got caught. But I'm just saying, I wish there was like a video that someone had taken of the like under the table at a meeting or something, like a little spy cam, and they've got audio on it to hear what they're saying in that or what the Rain Group are saying. Speaking for him, I just pay so much for that footage.
We have our very own spy in the Qatari camp, Adam, who listens to the Qatari Spaces on Twitter and
probably don't understand a fucking word, but
just listen to him to talk each other in Arabic, not understanding a single word. But there you go. Yeah.
Bless him, he's a special kid, isn't he?
I think he's in Napoli Stadium at the minute, isn't he? Watching Coldplay.
He goes all around the world just watching Coldplay everywhere. Like, I don't know how he's done it so many times, to be honest. Like, if you know anyone who loves Coldplay, we know Adam, mate. He loves them much more.
You ain't beating him for gigs and fans.
Brian's just said, sounds like a Darmesh update. Exactly, mate. Exactly. It's an update just without giving you an update.
Utter wibble from a fucking person who's ITK, apparently.
Yeah. ITK. No, I think Philip Schofield video he got caught was more shocking than that. Yeah, I'm not disputing anything's more shocking. I was using an analogy to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. To be honest, there's not much. Sorry, I'm just not the wire there. Apologies if you guys got any feedback. But yeah, there's not much. There wasn't much news on today. It was little trickles here and there. We've covered Declan Rice, what the Glazers are apparently saying about the market. Gonzalo Ramos and Hannibal as well. So that's the latest updates. If there's any updates on the ownership at all, you know what I'm going to say. I will be live within minutes as soon as it breaks. So turn on the notification bell so when it drops down, you can tap on it and we can go through it together. Cheers for coming on, Sam.
So I was just having a look at like what's trending on Twitter, and it just shows you how big United is. So
yeah,
from the bottom to the top, Mason Mount, Glazer's out now, Glazer's full sale now, Sheikh Jassim in at Man United, and Man United full sale. So that just shows you. That just shows you how people are fucking obsessed with this ownership thing.
Brian Casey, hope the standard background returns tomorrow. Well, what I'm hoping to do is, this is what the background that I used to have. The actual background itself is just literally on that wall there. So I'm going to move that, I think, to there. But I think it might be a bit too close. So I might just leave that there, and then I can set up. I don't know. I'll figure it out anyway. Whatever it is I do.
Ekram kind of retweeted on the Fred verbal agreement with Fulham. So yeah, that could be something to look out for. Fred going to Fulham possibly.
I mean, if we sell a player in June, I'd argue to get the champagne out for that. The champagne that I've got for when the Glazers sell the club, I might break it out early if we sell a player in June, because I can't remember the last time we've done that. Genuinely,
we've sold a lot of players to Fulham, by the way. Pereira, Dan James, Fred.
Yeah,
a lot of players going to Fulham.
There.
Did we sell Berbatov as well to Fulham?
I'm not sure. I only know players we bought of him. Like, I know we bought Chris Smalling from Fulham.
Van der Sar.
I know we bought Van der Sar, Timothy Fosu-Mensah as well. We bought from Fulham. Like, there's a couple.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a couple. Right, guys. Yeah. Take it easy. We love every single one of you. Thank you for liking the video. Subscribe if you're new around these parts, and literally, you know the script. If there's any updates at all, we'll be here with you lot to talk about it. So take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day for what's left of it, and let's see what happens. Hopefully we hear something with the ownership. Who knows? See you in a bit.